Hi, welcome to Learn to Unlearn. This is Luca Mino again. This is episode 7, and this is about coping. That's probably one of the hardest things to talk about, especially men amongst themselves, or even men by themselves, uh, like me today. Um, what is coping, okay? How do you cope? For me, because this is what this is about, right? Gratitude, thankfulness, and selflessness, believe it or not, it's a coping tool for me, um, especially when I see how much you know others suffer more than I do. That's saying, I don't know if you heard it before, but I grew up with it. I once complained about having no shoes to wear until I saw the man with no feet. Um, they're cliches, yeah. They're you hear them all the time, yeah, okay. But as you get older, maybe you start listening to them a bit more and realizing that, wow, that's got some merit to it. Well, it's the same thing. Coping to me, it has to start with gratitude. Um, Gratitude for what we have, and in my own way, I try and express that on a daily basis with the things that I do from the time I wake in the morning. And I just want to tell you a little quick quote from Tecumseh. He's actually, the proper way to pronounce it is Tecumseh, and he was Shawnee in the Ohio River Valley. I can't feel the insides. Okay, I'll give you an example. In the 1800s, um, there was an indigenous warrior who was brought to. Forgot to put my headset on. Try again. Okay, so we're talking about Tecumseh in the Ohio River Valley. What he used to say is that if you don't find a reason to give thanks in the morning for your health, for your eyes, for your life, the problem lies inside yourself. He said it's only because of you. It's only your fault. Nothing to do with anybody else. Um, all these things add up to show your surrender to life. Basically, that's what coping. That's how you cope. That's how I cope. Anyway, I have to surrender to life. I'm not in control. I'm given everything for a reason. We've heard so many cliches. You're never given anything that you can't handle. These are choices, to make. I call them teachings. All the messages that make us strong in our lives. The more stuff we go through, the stronger we are. There's that song again. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Um, when I was offered the task of doing this series, one of absolute intimacy, I'm inviting the public into my most personal living space and my diseases, but we're calling them healing. Dis-ease is what we're talking about, though. I never thought I'd be able to do it, but the more I sit here, realizing the potential of all this, that somewhere out there must be one person or two people that this series could help. It just happened. It just started, and I realized it's not about me at all. It's about you. Okay. So this is episode 7 today. The end game. The reason why I'm doing this series is starting to become clear, and I'm frightened to death. Literally, I'm frightened to death because of what I have to fight, because I don't know what I'm fighting, and um, it's not like very few of us who can feel their body and who know how to deal with their body, and it's extremely complicated. But for Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, you don't know how to bring your pain down. You don't know how to, what to eat when something's wrong with you. You don't know the healing issues that you have to go through in order to deal with what happened to you in your past, which is what I'm doing, which some say is what the prostate cancer is about. Um, so it's very difficult at the best of times, okay? And I'm doing this for people out there just to be able to grab onto something. And what a great feeling it is when you post something on Facebook that you really care about and somebody comes along and leaves a little comment. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I needed to hear this today. It just makes your day. It's that's why I do things. Um, and maybe that's how it works. Maybe people have to have a lot happen to them before they wake up, before they have these gifts, these phenomenal gifts. The deeper you go down the rabbit hole, or the deeper you go down, the hole of life, the more you're able to deal with. So people react differently. In Viktor Frankl's book Man's Search for Meaning, when faced with crisis, he says that some humans will just shut off. Some humans will just grab whatever they have and just hold on to it and freeze and die that way. While you see other people that don't have any food, they're giving away the very little that they have, and they're acting like saints. And they realize it's not about them. So with all this, I'm able to go through day to day, and no, it's hour to hour, minute by minute, rushing to the bathroom whenever you feel something, not knowing what's going on with your body again. And I'd like to touch on that a little bit, because one day you have a sharp pain in your side. You don't really know what's going on. I found out it was from the renal tubes coming down from the kidneys, the ureters. They're swollen, apparently, the doctor says, but he doesn't know why that is, right? Next day you're peeing blood. It's unbelievable, and you don't really know why. It's like we're totally disconnected from our bodies, and that is also a lot. It has to do with the poisons that we've been ingesting all our life. And when I tell people about cannabis, that's how they explained it to me. Cannabis takes your whole poisoned body and works layer by layer, and it knows exactly what to do because there are cannabinoidal receptors in the brain. And we're supposed to have cannabinoidal stuff in us. We're supposed to have hemp like before, but I talked about that on the last show. The last show was about chemotherapy. If anybody's interested, go back and listen to it. I wanted to touch on that a little bit because there's a good story. One of the, and I do believe it's true, yes, one of the survivors from Wounded Knee, 1890, the last massacre of the Indian Wars, he was rushed into Pine Ridge Agency, and he was, going to be offered treatment. And the doctor taking care of him said to him, we're going to have to amputate your leg. And he said, no. He said, there's a lot of things that are worse than death. He said, I'm not leaving this world without all of my body parts. And he just went, and he died. He passed away. He shut himself off just like that. That's the power that they had before. Before the Europeans came, before settlers, whatever, they were eating so pure. They were part of the land. The land was feeding them. They were giving thanks to the land. The land felt loved, and it was producing like crazy, just like we do as humans when we feel loved. And because of that, they were so in tune with themselves that they could do that. They could end their life just at will. So, we're so far removed from that, and today we have to sit here and we don't know what's going on. So what do? We go to the ER. What do? We go to Big Pharma. We run in Big Pharma's lap. So it's really important for me to stay away from that and to be able to have the guts and the courage, or whatever you call it, to sit there in your lazy boy. And I'm practicing my Reiki on me, which I've done. And I can bring my pain down through meditation from about a 7 to a 3.5, 4. So that really helps. But from one day to the next, there's nothing secure in the disease, and I can really identify with a lot of people out there. Blood clots coming out, scaring the crap out of you. And, but you listen to the body. You can sit down and you can breathe, which is what I'm doing. You can slow down the adrenaline rush. and you realize that, it's okay. There's not much more pain than usual. Um, it's amazing what you can do while you're detoxing. I'm detoxing with a green leaf smoothie. So there's a lot of stuff going on top of the other stuff that I'm doing. And the healing continues. So by now, I know the difference between staying quiet and staying active, because in the healing process, some days like today, I have very little pain, and you want to just go crazy and have fun and lift this and lift that and go out and go do whatever you want, and you hurt at the end of the day. So you slowly talk to your body, find out what's going on. It's not this that's in charge anymore. It's south of the neck, as they say. And I hate to repeat myself about listening to your body, but that's the message here, and it's a very strong one. And I'm going to show you guys a clip of me driving, and it was one day that I was in pain. As a matter of fact, it was 2 days ago, and I was in wicked pain. And it's either you sit there in the chair and the pain gets worse, or, oh, okay, something told me, get up, go to the store, go do something, go take a walk. So I went for a drive. I got to tell you, I'm like one step away from going to the ER, okay? 24/7. You're one step away from going to the ER. You're in a pain, maybe a 6.5 to a 7.5 sometimes. You can't lie down straight. Something's wrong. You don't know what it is. What can you do? Absolutely nothing. You can't control your body. You can't feel your body. You're not in control of it, per se. You aren't. Because we've been poisoned for too long by our own government. And that's basically where it's at. If you want to expose everything, you have to expose everything. Okay? You can't pick and choose about truth. In the 1800s, they could shut their life down. The Native Americans here could shut their life down in 1 second if they wanted to. They could end their life. They would either split their tongue or they would do something and end their life just like that, at will. See, we can't do that today. We can't do that because, first of all, we're not taught how to do that. Second of all, we have too many poisons that are given to us. And why do you think that is? For exactly that reason. To control us more, to dumb us down more. And that's the whole reason behind everything. So we have to learn how to run with our bodies. And sometimes it's run like hell, and sometimes it's just sit back and do nothing. Okay, so I'm driving right now, and I had to go out for a drive. Why? Well, am I hurting? Yes. Well, guess what? You're hurting? Well, if you listen really carefully, your body says, oh, go for a walk, go do something. Go do something. It's really, really important. So, you got to really listen to what your body's telling you. Like in this case, it was like, well, you know what? You need to go out for a drive. Go out and get that box of Kleenex for the 92-year-old neighbor. Go do something constructive. Move around, and it's all about listening to the body, and that's the most important thing. If you know how to listen to the body, then you'll be able to do miracles, basically. It's all about listening to the body and what the body's telling you. Like right now, my body's telling me to go out. Yeah, I'm in pain, but my body's telling me, no, go out, move around, do some physical activity. When other times it would be telling me, no, stay still, don't move, relax, stay in your lazy boy. This is what you got to listen to. You got to keep being aware of what your body's trying to tell you. That's the most important thing there is. Know how to listen to your body and do what it tells you, and sooner or later you're rewarded for your efforts. That picture you just saw of that beautiful smoothie that was made 2 days ago, and it was horrible tasting. Trust me, it was horrible. Spinach, kale, 1 green apple, 2 sticks of celery, ginger, And broccoli, raw, straight in with water, nothing else. Maybe a little honey, but very, very. That's it. Nothing else. I can hardly even think about it. It was horrible. But once the days went by, and I had a little glass like this, I just finished mine just recently. Uh, one like that in the morning before eating anything else, about an hour before eating anything else with my medicine, with the SC Active that I drink an hour before I eat, and in the afternoon also. And the smoothie tastes pretty good. And guess what? No more blood in the urine. Urine is clear. Pain went down to about a 3.5. This is what we're talking about. Um, so now I'm really going to be able to let you guys know what happens week to week, because I'm going to be giving you guys my recipes. I'm going to be telling you guys what works, and uh, stoned or not, I'm going to be reporting uh, at your service. So until next week, thank you so much for listening, and God bless you all. And I really hope that you take your health seriously, because this is what we're doing, and I'm taking notes. It's fun. We're chronicling it. Have a good night.